to the gym. And as you saw in the title, tonight I'm going to be with my person, my girlfriend. We're going to have a nice dinner together and my grandparents. But before, it's going to be workout. So we're going to be going hitting the legs today. So we're going to do anything too crazy like squats or deadlifts or anything. I don't really do deadlifts anyway. Now the setup is kind of I don't know if it's gonna really stick. Maybe if I put you guys there, hopefully it doesn't really fall over, but whatever. Okay, so yeah, so that's what we're gonna do today. As you can see, there's snow everywhere outside. What if I put you guys? Okay, that's all right. Okay, because my phone is currently hooked to the charging cable. Because it needs a little bit of charge. It's at like 50%. So I'll need a little bit more juice before getting in the gym in about, uh, yeah, it's not gonna stay there. Uh, I'll need some more juice. But yeah, so is it gonna? Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna. Okay, what? No. Okay. Um. Yeah, I'll need to find another solution for this. But whatever. Uh, I might just. Yeah. Hmm. Okay. Over here. Is he gonna stay there? Mm, okay. If it falls over, guys, you'll see. If it does, I'll try to position it differently, or I'll come up with something better. Well, yeah. So we're gonna go. We're gonna do glutes. We're gonna do hamstrings. We're gonna do quads. We're gonna do pretty much everything. We're gonna do calves. We're gonna start with calves. That's for sure. Because I usually tend to not hit calves. Really, I just skip them completely. Whoa. Okay. I just skipped them completely. So we're gonna start with this. Okay, there you go. Okay. Let me know, guys. Do you hit calves or not? Because this is very important. It's actually, you know, people will say, "Oh, you don't really need them. You don't really have to use them." But in reality, you use them basically every single day. So in order to create growth in your calves, you definitely have to hit them more than once or twice a week. It should be around 4 to 5 times a week, honestly. And heavy sets, multiple reps. About what I usually do is because I've heard this from Arnold. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, so you just all over. Uh, okay, okay, whatever. So usually, guys, you just want to. Yeah, it's not stable at all. Uh, Over here. Yeah, the base is not stable. Hmm. Okay. Uh, Keyboard that. No, not like that. Uh, okay, I'm gonna try to. Okay, good. This should be fine. This should be just fine. This shouldn't move. I hope not. Okay, we're gonna stick it here. There you go. Easy. All right, so I just changed the position of the base. Should be much better, but we don't know. So, as I was saying, for the calves, basically just want to hit them as much as you can. And people will always say that calves, it's more of a genetic thing. I would arguably say that if you've got predominant calves because your genetics or because you're older or whatever the case is, or just got more development, obviously it's going to be way easier to pack on muscle in that area. But if you're like me, and I'm 6'4" as well, so it's really hard to just add some muscle, chunk of muscle there. If you really struggle putting on muscle over there, I would say hit them on a regular basis without too much, without thinking too much about it. So, and when you do so, you just want to make sure that every single set, every single reps is well done. Because fundamentally, doing this, you know, doing calves exercise, it's going to put you, woo, it's going to put you in a better position than if you do absolutely nothing. Because most people that complain about having small calves is because they don't really hit them that much. Not really. So actually, we're going to go straight. We're going to go straight. Straight and then directly on the highway. Hmm. Because now we're going to St. Jerome, and then we're going to stay there probably for an hour and a half. If I'm lucky. I just took pre workout before. Let me know in the comments whoever takes pre workout, and if for you it's a must to have energy, you know, when you get to the gym. I would arguably say that it's going to wake you up, especially if the pre workout is right and if it's a good pre workout. If you know, if you don't take it and you take other supplements to warm you up, to pump you up, well, obviously you you rather have a very good sleep, very good night of sleep. And I would even say that if you don't take your workout, take a coffee or anything else that gives you that gives you caffeine and a little of an energy boost. It's going to help you slightly during your workout, but the best remedy to help you during your workout is having a good sleep. If you don't sleep, guys, honestly, or if you lack of sleep, it's just not going to do it at all. So it's super important that you lock your sleep in and you basically just make sure that you're going to be fully ready for that workout. Uh, wow. For me, about I had about 7 hours of sleep last night, so it's pretty decent sleep, pretty good. But you know, you ought to get between 7 to 9 hours of sleep. I would arguably say 8 is pretty good. 8 is good. Yeah. Anyone who says that sleeping is you should like it, you don't have to sleep 8 hours a night. I think those people are not crazy, but they're definitely not taking care of their health properly. I would say there's going to be nights where you cannot really sleep 7 to 9 hours. You're going to sleep less than that. But the goal is if you really want to have a good night of sleep, you should really be sleeping 8 hours. 7 minimum, 9 maximum, depending on how your body works, you know? Because most people are going to be just fine with 7 to 8 hours. Some people are going to sleep a little bit more. It depends on the circumstances as well. But mostly, you should definitely get enough sleep every single night. I would say in priority, 3 steps to build a stronger body and to develop yourself fully and better. I'd say you definitely want to get your sleep right, first and foremost. Then eat right, so eat clean, healthy food. And third, workout. But working out is 20% of the whole work. You want to prioritize sleep because without sleep you cannot get any gains whatsoever. Then eat clean, lots of protein, and the right amount of food. So it could be, you know, could be more calories or less depending on what's your goal. If you want to gain weight or if you want to lose weight, and on based on what is your sport as well. For me, hitting the gym, lifting weights, which the sport is called, you know, weightlifting or bodybuilding. I'm not really a bodybuilder competing for bodybuilding competition, but I definitely do what bodybuilders do. I used to swim back in the days every single day, except for Sunday, but it's really, those are the old days. One day, if I ever get there, I'll have myself a pool, 25 meters or maybe 50 meters. We'll see. Probably going to cost millions, but whatever. That would be crazy gold. I'm seeing this today, and I can barely afford, my expenses. Literally, kiff kiff. But we'll see. We'll see what's going to happen. That's one thing, guys. If you want to achieve something, if you want to better yourself, I've heard a very great quote I don't I don't really remember what's the man's name, is the person's name who said that, but the man said, if you were great, uh, no, it's not if you were great. It's, oh, if you work hard in your job, you can make a living. But if you work hard on yourself, you can make a fortune. Which, from what I understand from this, is if you work hard on your job, obviously that's going to pay the bills, and you're going to be able to live, to put bread on the table. But if you work harder on yourself, so if you work, let's say, a 9 to 5, for example, a classic 9 to 5, you're 5 to 9 in the morning. That's where you're gonna work harder on yourself, learning a new skill, bettering yourself in other areas of your life. So potentially, maybe later on in your life, you can quit your 9 to 5 and fully emancipate yourself in something that you started on your own. Because I think what's true fulfillment in life, and that's my own perspective, is the achievement of oneself to its fullest potential. So if someone, let's say, wants to achieve their goals, because everyone in their lives has this one crazy goal, right? Which is, I think, crazy goals, one of the craziest that someone would want to achieve would be to go in space, let's say. And there was a whole spectrum of goals after this on the scale of craziness, most crazy to least crazy. But everyone's got this one goal in their mind. Could be a fantasy they have, fantasy goal. So they were the age of 4, 5, and it stuck with them for so long. But they're not ready to put in the work to achieve that goal. And what's bothering everyone who achieved their goals, or that is not a pawn to this whole working system, who is stuck in the matrix, let's say. And when I use the matrix as if you've seen the movie The Matrix, anyone who's stuck in the matrix, is they're following the path of what was already planned for them. Something that is comfortable, something that is easy to do, something that is predictable. But what's outside of the matrix, what's unpredictable, what is risky, what is bold, let's say, right? That's something that people should strive to achieve, to aim, and to really to work at it every single day if it's not achieved. I think some people, they want to feel better about themselves by lowering the expectations and by not wanting to go this route. But the reality is, anyone who is not willing to go this route, they're automatically saying to themselves, I'm not, I don't want to achieve what I truly want to achieve. I just want to go through life, live a normal life, and that's it. Which, by the way, there's nothing wrong about this. There's nothing wrong about wanting a normal life. But if someone wants to be an exception, they need to do things on a exceptional level, right? It's one. of an exception. So whether it's to be the best carpenter, whether it's the best cook, whether it's the best uh, athlete in the world, if someone wants to achieve greatness, well, obviously they need to be greater than most people. So I would say, come on. I would say if those people, they don't always want to keep it, you know, they always want to keep it steady and normal. Well, they're going to settle for a normal life. And the tricky part is anyone who attempts, anyone who wants to achieve that level of life where you where it's not a traditional route that say that your parents follow, that your family followed, you're going to be seen as a you're going to be seen as a weird person, or you're going to be judged by anyone who's not doing this on a day-to-day basis, on a daily basis, and you're going to be seen as someone that's delusional, that cannot do it until one day you actually succeed and you actually do it, make it. And at this point in time, it's going to be way too late. There's literally nothing else, there's no in between. There's literally no in between. Because anyone who works an unusual job, let's say they work for themselves. Well, anyone who wants to start this, there's no point in time where you can really tell the transition. It only happens because there was so much volume done before that what it looks like to most people overnight success. But the reality is that overnight success was built up for months, maybe even years. It's been proven statistically that okay, it's been proven statistically that the best route that leads to success, ultimate success, is literally it's the slow race, which is a marathon. Anyone who wants to do a sprint, who wants to achieve, like who wants to become a millionaire overnight or to have a big impact overnight in the shortest amount of time, it's completely delusional. If people they already set themselves a limit, a time limit of, oh, if it doesn't work within 3 months or if it doesn't work within that period of time, it's not going to work. Well, they're already setting themselves up for failure. You know, anyone who wants to achieve something great that is not, you know, that is new, that is unknown, it's definitely going to take a lot more time than if it was something known, obviously. So, just as to say that ultimately, something that you are aiming for, that you're striving for, it's just there's so many people in the gym. That's crazy. That's God, yeah. It's literally the world gym over there, as you can see. I used to start at this gym over here. My first ever gym membership was there in 2018, beginning of 2018. But now there's way too many people. It's disgusting. I hate that. So where we're gonna go, you've probably seen it already if you follow me. It's exercise gym. That's right beside. There's a lot less people there. A lot less. Especially right now, it's almost noon. It's 11:49. There's probably gonna be no one because everyone works. So, all right. That's another thing. There's a Maxi over here. It's a grocery store. Quebec. There's lots of people here just going to the grocery store. So we got to be careful. Gotta be careful to not run them over. That'd be a whole lots of problem. All right. There's a few cars. Yeah. There's not a lot though. We should be fine. All right, guys. So we just got to the gym. I'll start a new stream in a few minutes as soon as I'm gonna be in. Uh, we're here. All right, we're gonna put ourselves. We're gonna let one space in between. There you go. But so we're at the gym, guys. I'm gonna catch you guys in a few minutes. Set up myself with everything, and stay tuned. Stick around. Make sure to subscribe, hit the like, and to hit the bell for any upcoming videos. See you in a minute.